Gaming, back with more Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and in this episode we are going to work on getting the Grimalkin friends so we can get the new Palico gadget and that you get from the Wildspire Waste, and so we can also find the last two camps. The Wildspire Waste has 4 camps altogether. And we've unlocked 2 of them. Two of them you get from the story. There's a starting one, and there's another one you get after beating the Baroth, which is the first mission you do here. So you unlock 2 of them just from playing the first mission. Excuse me. So now, because we're an expedition, these people are here. So if you want to do them, you can. I don't think you really get anything, but I think I'll do 2, or I'll do a delivery mission from each one. She wants you to capture 9 carrier ants. To capture the ants, it's these guys right here. Yeah, that got me 3. Something else I forgot to mention about this area, excuse me, is the Kelby. I don't think there's Kelby in the Ancient Forest. They're in every other zone, or they're in. Are they in any other zone? I can't remember if they're in any other zone. Anyways, the Kelby, their horns or you can use their pelt for crafting armor, but more importantly is their horns. Their horns is what you use to craft a very important resource, but you can only use, I think you have to use their horns to craft it. So you need to attack these little guys, unfortunately. Oops, I don't know what I was doing there. Oddly enough, you can't kill these guys. You can beat them up, kill them, or knock them over, harvest their body, but they get up and run away after you harvest them. It's really, really weird. Come on, I think I need this one. He's got the actual horns. So these are one of the few investigations I actually keep around, because, like I said, the only way to get their horn, oh, come on, the only way to get these horns is by killing them. So you have to attack them during missions and stuff. So getting investigations for them makes things a lot easier. Oh, he hit me. Get back here. Oh, I didn't think he was going to run away. I just want to get at least 1 horn. Once I do, I'll move on. Oh, come on, it's a warm pelt. But those ants respawn, so I can go ahead and... Got it. There we go. There's 3 more of them. Alright, you guys are really making this hard. I do not want to kill you guys. Come on, why are none of them dropping a horn? The horn, it's RNG, or that's not RNG, or it kind of is, but usually I should have gotten one by now. Like, it's actually getting a little frustrating that I haven't gotten a single one. Because I think you have to hit them in the head, and and it breaks their horn, and that's how they drop their horn. But it should only take 1 hit to the head to make them drop it. There we go. Okay, see, his horns broke. So I guess I just wasn't hitting them in the head enough. There we go, Kelby horn. Good lord, finally got it. I don't like fighting them. I feel bad killing them. Alright, so... Oh, the last bit of the ants. So we'll go talk to her, which I don't think she actually cares. I don't think we turned it into her. But we're going to leave our net up because we need it for this mission. Or for the Grimalkins.
Wowzers!
Wowzers! But that's a delivery we can now turn in. If you ever need raw meat, those Aptonoth are the best way to get it. Yeah, you can harvest them 2 times for meat. And of course, while we're here, gather up the sleep herb. Oh, the perish room. I'm not going to go up this way, so I actually need to get the mushrooms. Of course, the dung. Because where we need to go is, I believe I showed it off in the last episode. It's where you fight the bear, where you get introduced to the Bearoth. That's what your goal is, which you get to them through that little ravine over there. I'm just trying to gather this stuff. Hey, Jorototos, how's it going, bud? I do need to fight you, but I'm not going to do that now. That's not the point of this mission. I'll do that off camera. I'll farm him. Oh, Rathian. You were here. Rathian, if he sees me, he will attack. Not going to worry about these Gadget. Don't need to fight them. You know, he's thirsty. The Rathian set is kind of goofy looking. I believe it's just like an armor. Like, you look like a goofy knight. Like, that's it. And anybody who knows anything about Final Fantasy will recognize these guys. They are here because of... Oh, wow, the way he was standing, there's like a little crack behind him, but it's right between his legs. It looks like a little thing dangling down. I was like, oh my god, what the hell? They are... They do... I'm sorry, I can't talk. They did crossovers for for Monster Hunter World with like Street Fighter, Jesus, I can't talk. Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Horizon Zero Dawn, and there's another one, and I'm drawing a complete blank on what it is. Final Fantasy. God. I just said it, and it just dirt. I think it was because I said it, I automatically checked it off, but it wasn't what I meant. Anyways, with Final Fantasy. So some of the Final Fantasy, there's a Final Fantasy monster you can fight in here. This is the campsite, by the way. That's why we came down here. There's also a fishing spot right here. I believe this is one of the only fishing spots. There's 2 fishing spots in the game in this area, but some, like the Ancient Forest has a bunch of fishing spots. Wildspire Waste only has 2. That one, and up by the swamp, there's another one. I don't think the Rotten Vale has. Oh no, it has a fishing spot. Everyone has a fishing spot. Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna continue over this way. Gathering. And we saw some doodles, and I gathered them, and my doodle meter had reset. So I think actually you have to regather the doodles for each area if you want to track where the Grimalkins are. Now I already know where they're at, so it's not that critical to get it to increase it. You just need to come to where you fought the Bearoth, and there's this little hole right at the very back of the wall. I think this is actually the most northern part of the map. So, yeah, it is. Yes, if you go to the most northern part of the map, you'll find it. But you just drop down this hole. There's a bunch of bone piles down. There's more doodles too. Little lizard. And so we found the third camp, and this is also where the fourth camp is. This is also a very useful camp. The other two camps, I really don't think they're that useful. I mean, they are, but I don't think they're as useful because this area, it's more vertical, so it's not that hard to get from one side of the map to the other from the first or fourth campsite. Whereas in Wildspire Waste, it's a bigger diameter area, and it's also more vertical. So the other campsites are more useful. Typically for Wildspire Waste, I only use. Oops, I went down the wrong way. Only use 2 campsites. So now when you drop into this little section with all the bone piles, did I gather everything? Yeah, I did. I ran too far. You want to stop where as you exit and make a right, and this is where the Grimalkin is. And he tells you that he got lost from his buddies, and you need to go out there and find them. And you literally need to capture them. So you need your capture net to do it. And right here is where the fourth campsite is.
I think we could build the camp here. Let's ask the head honchos.
So, now to look for the Grimalkins, you pull up your map, and there's usually a little icon. Right here, there they are. I looked over them at first. You see the protectors? There's one, and there's one. So, just highlight them. And follow the scoutflies. There's mining nodes over here. Now, which way am I going? Okay. I didn't see it extending that way, but it was going off to my right, so I thought they moved. I was like, yeah, they're not supposed to move unless you screw up the mission, or the capture. So capturing them is fairly simple. You just need to rush them and shoot them with the capture net. They tell you, hey, they're very skittish and they'll run away if you scare them. So they try and encourage you to use the ghillie mantle and to sneak up on them. You don't need to do any of that. Just rush them and shoot them, and you'll capture them. Yep, he's right down there. There we go, got him. Actually, I thought it was too slow for a second because he like disappeared. But no, but yeah, I did capture him. So there we go. There was one. So let's bring up the map and mark. Where is that one at? Oh, it's an area I haven't been to yet. Let's go ahead and go after that one. I think it'll be easier to get to. Oops, bear off footprint. I missed it. There we go. Oh, and then of course, like always with the camps, you have to gather, you have to deliver resources to actually access them. Oop, he's up there. Alright, same thing. Rush him, fire. Got him. Did I not gather mulberries? I guess I didn't. I thought I did. This mite seed. Alright, so now let's mark the last one. Well, jump. I was hitting X and circle and you just wouldn't jump. I was, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, we haven't been down here yet. This actually heads towards the Rathian nest. Alright, I got him. There we go. And now it is done. So we need to go back and talk to him. First, we're going to gather this mining node, or outcrop. There were some doodles over here. I need to gather that. At least I thought there were some doodles. There it is. There's a mite seed. I need to gather that. And now we're ready to head back. Just leave it. So now we need to go back up to them. Bone pile. Ooh, tough fruit. Oh, there must be a tough fruit upsurge. Because they're usually not this close together. And this is the Rathian nest. There's also a good bit of bone piles here. It's normal for there to be like 3 bone piles in this section. And I believe, because actually there's a ledge right here you can jump down. I think there's more down there, and over there is the same thing. There's a little ledge you can jump down. I think there's more over there too. So it's a good spot for getting, I think there is more over on these sides. So it's a good spot for getting bone piles, knocking that out real quick. Yep, we've gone full circle. Excuse me. Oh, I can't gather the herb. Gather one last time from these bone piles. To them again. And then we just need to fast travel to a camp and talk to our Palico. And then now we can use the tail raiders while we are in the Wildspire Waste. And we also have a new Palico Gadget. This one is more useful than I think it's much more useful than the Vigor Wasp spray. So let's go ahead and fast travel back to a camp. Doesn't matter which one, because it doesn't. You can't actually use them, and you can't use the Tail Raider Safari until you talk to your kitten or your Palico. Yeah, we made friends, and now we can have the Gastodon join us. Or Kestodon. Like, Gastodon is the same exact thing as Kestodon, but it's in the Elder's Recess. So there we go, all done. We found all 4 campsites, or we found the last 2 campsites. We've done the Tail Raider or the Grimalkin side quest to get their Palico Gadget, and we have access to the Tail Raider of the Wildspire Waste. So that's the most important things you need to do for this area. With that, we're done, and we are ready to move on and knock out any other side missions I have or advance the story, which we're heading back to the Ancient Forest. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you. Oh wait, actually, I forgot. I don't think I haven't changed my Palico's Gadget, and I haven't shown how to do it. I think you can't. It's dumb. You can change it while you're out here on the mission. You can see now we have the Vigor Wasp spray, we have the Flashfly cage, which is what you get from the Ancient Forest, and then we have the Shieldspire. The Shieldspire is very, very useful. It draws aggro of the monster a lot, and the shield, when the monster gets in your Palico's face, he uses the shield to shield bash them, and it'll stun them and knock them over. He once the Shieldspire levels up enough, it'll start laying a stooge, and it's the wacky, wavy, inflatable arm guy, and it draws aggro, and the monster will completely ignore you and just focus on attacking that. Uh, it's very useful because it draws aggro, but it's also a pain because it won't attack you. So it does a lot of attacks at the a lot of monsters' attacks involve moving. So you actually spend more time chasing it than you actually do fighting it. Uh, or at least I find. Uh, the flash fly cage is very useful, but it's also very harmful because once it levels up, your palico will start leaving traps on the ground. The issue with that is that you need to start once you reach the Wildspire waste, you need to start crafting traps, and you need to trap or start capturing monsters as much as possible. Because when you capture, you get more rewards than you do if you carve. You don't get better rewards; you just get more of them. I think when you carve, you get resources whatever resources you get from fighting the monster, like breaking parts, finding them on the ground and stuff, cutting their tail. But when the mission's over and you carve them, you get 3 carves. When you capture them, you get 5. You can't actually carve it, but you get an additional uh, 2 carves essentially. So yeah, it's 3 rewards versus 5 rewards. That's why you need to capture because capturing it gives more rewards, better chances for more rare rewards. Um, the flashfly cage, the issue with it is they start laying traps. Each time you trap a monster, they get a immunity to traps. So if you're using the flashfly cage and they drop traps a lot, which they can, once it gets to high rank, they can drop those. They can drop a trap almost every fight. It's pretty crazy how fast they can drop them. As long as an old one isn't laying around, you can only have one active at a time. Now that's the other thing that messes you up is if they drop one, and if it was never triggered, you can't put one down because of theirs. So you have to go and either wait for it to deactivate or destroy it on your own, so you can lay your own down. But like I said, they build up a defense. Each time you capture them, it's less effective. They break free faster. So if they're spamming traps, constantly trapping the monster, by the time you go to capture it, it's only captured for 1 to 2 seconds. It's very, very quick, and you don't have enough time to drop trank bombs before it breaks free. And the problem with that is once it breaks free, you have to lay down another trap to capture it again. So you have to capture it to get into a point where you can lay down the trank bombs, hit them with 2 trank bombs, and then lay down another trap to actually capture it. So you're just burning through resources and making it much harder on you. Now on the plus side of the flash fly cage, it leaves what its actual purpose is to leave a flash fly cage. So like those in the ancient forest when I was fighting the Jagras in that cave, there was flash flies that I could hit. It's the same exact thing. You leave a cage of that around. It's very useful when fighting monsters. That part of it I love. It's one of my favorite things. But when it starts leaving the traps around and stuff like that, I hate that. I don't like it because it just screws up the hunt. So I hardly ever use it. Shieldspire, like I said, it's really good. It helps stun them and everything. Very useful. I like it. Uh, I'll go ahead and equip it because I'd rather have him use that. But honestly, my favorite one is what we get in the next biome. It is the Coral Horn. I think that is the best one. And once I get it, I pretty much won't use anything else. The Coral Horn, it boosts. It's like having somebody who with the bagpipe playing with you. They can boost your attack, your defense, your stun resistance, poison. They can give you elemental resistances a bonus. They can give you earplugs. They can give you wind resistance. They can give you everything. And not to mention, they can pull out this huge gong, and when they beat on it, it stuns the monster. Uh, Giving you chances to beat on them for a second or two. If you're really lucky in the timing, they can use the gong when the monster jumps, and if they do that, like it knocks them out of the air and really fucks them up, and leaves them wide open. It's awesome. That's the coral gong or the coral bongos, whatever it's called, the coral one. That is my absolute favorite Palico gadget. Uh, And the last one you can get is in the Hoarfrost Reach is not the Hoarfrost Reach, Elder's Recess. It is a bandit set, the Plunder Blade. It lets your Palico mount the monster, and which actually can weaken their hide, which may let you deal bonus damage to them, and it's very useful. But what it mainly does is it drops resources. Those resources you can gather up, and they're worth a high price. You can't use them for crafting; they're only for selling. But you can sell them, and you can get a lot. If you ever need to grind out money, that's the best way to do it. You do a hunt against like a great Jagras with the Plunder Blade on top of the Bandit Mantle that you can get, and you can get all sorts of resources and just sell everything and get tens of thousands of gold quick and easy. Yeah, it's pretty helpful. But for general use, the bongo or the coral horn is my favorite one. Anyways, that's enough rambling. That's gonna wrap up this episode. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you next time in the ancient forest.